Good afternoon, everyone. Today, we are going to be going over several things. And one of the things that we're going to be doing is we are going to go over QuickBooks. And I'm sharing my screen at this time. So one of the things that we're going to do is go into QuickBooks Online. This is QuickBooks Online. And we are going to upload our bank transactions. So in TAD Gaming, one of the things that we need to do is we need to upload our bank transactions. And what we're going to do, we're going to do it right here under the word accounting. When you click accounting, you will see that you can upload your transactions right here. And you can also do it on this side. So just to make sure we understand, the main thing that we're trying to do for purposes of this class is we're trying to upload the bank transaction as they asked us to do in module 8. So where is module 8? Right here. You see some parts of the screen. That is for module 6, I believe I'm showing at this time. And where I'm going down to about module 8, right here. Will be page 63, but this is what we are doing at this time in this case study. Notice that's what it wants us to do. It wants us to map the transaction from January to March into a checking account. It also wants us to do the QuickBook fields, the QuickBooks that we're using at this time. There's no fields. Step 4, we go into the banking center and follow the table to make sure all the columns and transactions are there. So I'm going to go into the second settings icons at this time in QuickBooks. And let's see anything in the banking. Right, so this is what we see here, bank transactions. Nothing for us to match in this one. So we're going to do the upload. So notice some things in the textbook will not line up with what is going on currently as of March 2026. So we can upload transactions here. And you notice we get this screen. The formats that we can use are PDF, JPEG, PNG, HEIC, CSV, QSF, QBO, QFX, and TXT. Now, when you go over right here, you see that little gear icon, you click the settings. You can also go to import data. When you go to import data, it asks you, what do you want to import? You can click bank data. Click the word import. You come back to the screen again. Now, we're going to start the import. We're going to do the check-in. And we're going to upload from this device. And I'm going to use this file, TAD Gaming Bank. So I've saved it as a PDF. I forgot to tell you that it comes in as an Excel, just like this, but you can save it as a PDF. There's 2 ways. One, you just click File, then you click Save As, and you change the format to a PDF. Right, so you click Save As, you browse, put it wherever you want to, but you also click PDF. That's one way. And then you click Save. I have already saved, so I don't need to save it another time. And let's say you don't want to, you want to do it another way. You can take the same Excel file and you can uh, click the word print. And when you click the word print, you can just say it's Microsoft Print to PDF. So again, you can do Microsoft Print to PDF. So at this time, I'm going to go ahead, click my file. I'm going to click open again. And this should extract the data and put it into my check-in 1, 2, 3, 4. So while that is going on, I don't need to find my bank or anything. I just need to be patiently waiting for this to happen. It says we have 5 transactions that need a closer look. You can send it for review or say, I'll review it myself. I like to do, I'll review it myself. So it has a problem with campaign mark debited 2,500. But when I make this bigger, campaign mark is here. 2,500 is good. Then it shows me for review. All right, so this is good. I'm going to continue. And I say I want to import. Now, I didn't look at all the transactions, but I know I have 18 that should be imported. So it says 18 comes in, 18 is there. It says campaign mark. When I go into my files, whether if I do it on Tat Game Inside, right here, I can look at my January reconciliation. It shows me what I should have for January. So if I want to match up my January transactions, I can match it up. Also, I can look at my Excel spreadsheet. That is where I will see all 18 transactions. And I know this is 19, but this part is called my header. So that is not part of my count, but I can match up all of this with what is going on in QuickBooks. Everybody got that? So let me make sure I'm sharing my screen at this time. Making sure you can see my QuickBooks file. Right here, you should be seeing my QuickBooks file. And it should match up to what I call my Excel file, this file right here. That's the same file that I changed to a PDF. What's the next thing I'm going to do? I'm going to add the records. And while I'm doing it, I'm glancing. Okay, this looks good. So I'm going to add, I'm going to add. I'm finished with January. I'm not adding anything for February or March. So I'm going to dismiss AI because I don't want to use AI. But now that I've pulled in my transactions, I want to go to the word reconcile. When I go to the word reconcile, you may see the word get started. So I want you to click the word get started. Click Let's Get Reconciled. Here, I want to go into checking 1, 2, 3, 4. And my ended balance is going to be 5553. And my statement date is going to be January 31st, 2026. And you're going to say, where do I get this from? Several places. Go into your PowerPoint. Right here, it tells you ending balance, tells you your deposit, it tells you your payments. This is one of the places. You can also look at the reconciliation report that they give to you. And when you go to that reconciliation report, inside of your files right here, it also shows you the beginning balance and the ending balance. So you can use it as checkers for your coursework as to what you should be doing in the class. So let's do start reconcile. And I purposely did some things so you realize. Now it says that there's $12,360 worth of difference. Okay, what am I missing? I see a lot of payments. If I add all of this up, it will equal to this. Okay, maybe I missed something. I think I missed class. And I forgot to do my bank deposits. So if you missed class and you didn't do your deposit, and they were supposed to be for member contributions, if I remember well, and it was 3 different members. So member 1, member 2, and member 3. If you didn't do this or you missed class and you need to do the deposit, there were 5,000 for each person. I remember that well. Make sure your date is January. I'm going to put January 1, 2026. Make sure your dates are there, or you won't be able to find it in the right month. So it says select an account, and I'm going to click member. Let me see if it's there. Member contributions is equity. Member contributions again. Member 2. I remember this well. And then there's member 3. So I'm going to click Save and New. All right. So I'm going to go back to my reconciliation. Ooh, I have this amount now. Let me check that box. I still have a difference. Okay, I remember in class that we did some bills. Let's go out there and find these bills. So when I'm going to my textbook, let's go into module 6. So since I'm going back, let me see what module is this. Oh, I want to go further. Module 6. In module 6, we paid some bills. Everybody see this bill? One was the 2,390. and we pay that in January. And then another bill that was paid on January 25th. So are those bills included inside of my QuickBooks? I don't see them listed here. I see deposit, expense, 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 no bills. So I'm going to go ahead and create the bill. And I'm also going to pay the bill. So what's my vendor name? I believe it's Smurf. Legal Services. And I believe this was about January 15. And I remember one was legal fees. Do we have the word legal here? So I'm going to do sub-account of professional. And this is for 1,500. Then I'm going to go here and put the next one. I think the next one was license and fees. If I remember well, this is about $90. And then I have taxes. And I think it's about $800. Now, before I go ahead and click save, let me go in here and verify. 1590 800 legal license taxes. So I'm going back here. 1590 800 legal license and taxes. So let's make sure we have those in. Save. Let me see if there's a save and schedule payment. Now, I don't want to subscribe. I don't want to find out more about bill pay. So I'm going to click X. Now, I just did my bill. I can't find it. So how about I go back to my home page? When I go back to my home page, I'm going to go to my expenses. I'm going to go to my expense transactions. Can I find my expense? Here it is. I did Smurf. I need to mark it as paid. And what account am I paying? I'm using my bank. Checking 1, 2, 3, 4. If I remember well, my reference number need to be 2000. Then I click save and close. All right, let me go back to my reconciliation. No, I don't want to use the I want to use the existing. Not ready to change. Let's do resume. Okay. There is my bill payment. It is paid. Let's check that box. I'm still missing 250. So what am I going to do? I am going to go into my textbook and look. Oh, I had another one that need to be paid. And it's real time. Net 15 January 250. There's my bill. And let me see if there's anything. I'm paying this bill for 250. right, so I want to pay this one for $250. And I'm using check number 2001. Okay, so let me go back into my QuickBooks. Make sure if I miss class, I'm going to create the bill. And I think my vendor is Real Time Insurance Company. I think this was net 15. Okay, I have that. It is insurance. I'm just going to put the word insurance. But you follow what's in the textbook. And it is for $250. And then we're going to save and schedule payment because that's how I'm supposed to do it. Then I don't want to find out anymore. Let me just save. Let me see if I can do this here more. Okay. I'm going to close this out. I can go here too. Okay, so I'm still out 250. Did I pay my bill? So I'm supposed to pay my bill. And I'm going to do check number 2001. Okay, so it's overdue. And then it says schedule. I'm going to check this. And I'm going to schedule the payment. Something's not right. No bill selected. I'm going to go ahead and schedule the payment. All right, I don't want to find out anything more. I just want to reconcile my account. And if it doesn't get paid on this screen, you can always go into your another screen. All right, I'm going to save. Look like you have and don't have any bills to pay. So let me click X. All right, let me go into here. I still have a difference. Okay. Let me go back to my home. And then I look at my expenses and paid bill. I look at my expense transactions. Real-time insurance, it's here. It says January 15, insurance, view or edit. Everything is good. I'm going to do save and close. So this is paid. There's a real time here. Oh, that could be the problem. My payment date is supposed to be January. So let's change this to January 30, at least that. Save and close. I'm going to save my transaction. Then I'm going to go back to my Word, reconcile. I'm going to resume reconciling. Everything is good. My deposits is good. My payments is good. But I'm still not seeing this. So let me go back to my home again. Expenses and pay bill. Did everything save? expense, bill payment. It shows up here. Everything shows outstanding transactions. Okay. It's not showing up. I'm going to clear the payment. I'm going to do save and close. I'm going to close this. Let's see if when I come in here and I do mark as paid, and I'm doing it under my check-in, and I do save and close. I'm going to go to my reconcile. I'm going to resume reconciling. There it is. So now I check the button. Sometimes we're going to have that. And then we're going to do finish now. Everyone sees that, so both shows up. Now we do finish now. And some of you are going to have the same problems or the same situations I have. I forgot to do something while I was in class. Didn't do it. But this was to show you how to get to this amount. You can do history by account. You can view your report. And this should look like the one in your textbook. All right? This should look like the one in your textbook. Also, what are things I can do? I can look at my summary. Can show you when statement ending, when did I reconcile. Also, you can attach your bank statements here. So when you go to your history, you could do, let's say I will have a bank statement and I do the word attach. Now this is just spinning too long for me. So I'm going to just refresh. I can attach. I can browse my file. And let's say this is my bank statement. I can do that. Open. Let it attach. And I click the word done. So you can do attachments here. Now, what are you going to do? You're going to reconcile February and March. Again, make sure in February you look for these expenses. You also look inside of your textbook. Oh, I see other transactions for February, and some of them were paid. So you need to make sure everything is in for each month. All right, before you finish. So you need to make sure everything you import for your bank is in, all your bills are in, all your deposits are in, and reconcile for February and March. So thank you until next time.